Hey there guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm here with Chad, and Chad is with Crest. And Chad, you want to tell my viewers a little bit about what you do?
Sure. I'm what you call a BDM with the Crest company, where we go out and we sell through the independent dealer network.
Okay.
So we go out and we support those dealers, educate the dealers, help to educate the end users on what our products can do for them.
How about the Crest product itself? How long has it been in the U.S.? Where's it from? And
right.
What else?
So
Whatever else you want to add?
Right. So the Crest brand is actually a German brand that has been around for 50 plus years. They started out making electrical motors and components for airplanes, and eventually moved into robotics and that. So the Crest brand is well known in Europe for decades.
So this is kind of entering the U.S. market.
That's correct.
Guys, it looks like some really high quality stuff. It really does.
Yeah, no, thanks. It's not new product, but it's new to the U.S.
Yep.
They launched it here in the end of 2022.
Okay.
So relatively new to the street, but not new product, not new to the industry.
Yeah. Well, as a residential person, living in a neighborhood, you're saying you got some stuff for residential. Want to show us that?
Sure.
All right, let's go see what you got. I'm trying to reduce my noise footprint in my own neighborhood.
Right. Well, and you're able to do that with electric products.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
In general, whether it's Crest or any brand, the idea is to bring down the noise pollution.
Yeah.
We try to go through a pretty vast product portfolio. In that we start out with 20 volt products for folks, and then we move on up to 60 volt for the homeowner.
Yeah.
One of the biggest draws in the 20 volt, right, is the convenience of some of our handheld tools. Yeah. When you're trying to do the pruning and whatnot, just cleanups around the yard, a lot of times there's a lot of exertion with the big lopping shears and all that.
Yeah.
We've actually designed
look at that.
a nice little pruner, right, that'll do 7/8, or you listen for a little beep, and now it's doing 1/2 inch and quick.
Oh, just like quick, even faster.
So there's no real difficult mechanical things to do. You just hold the button, and then when the kids are around and you want to put this away safely, you wait for 2 beeps, it stays shut, and you keep that closed. So
everyone keeps their fingers.
But that
that's a smart
will
idea.
cut some really dense hard wood with no effort on your part other than pulling a trigger. So that is a fun tool that we have, and then we also have for a little bit bigger limbs what we call our hand pruning saw.
Okay.
Anything 3 inches or less you're able to go through.
Yep.
One of the biggest draws to ours is that we have an automatic oiler built right into ours, kind of like your chainsaw.
Yep.
So
that's reasonably priced too. Is that $149?
It is with the battery and the charger.
That's even better.
Well, it is.
That's not
Makes
bad.
a great gift.
You guys, I've been looking around. That's a really decent price.
Right.
Yeah. And for a quality product.
Yeah.
So what else we got?
So when we have the battery platform, obviously you don't want to have to buy a whole bunch of tools, buy a whole bunch of different batteries and chargers. So in this 20 volt line, 40 volt max, we actually allow you to expand out to a leaf blower, a chainsaw, a hedge trimmer, and a string trimmer. So for your garage, you can have the full gambit of the products that you need to do all your yard work.
This is like the exact thing I'm looking for my yard to replace a lot of my gas products. Because I make a lot of noise in my neighborhood.
Right.
I'm not too sure my neighbors are too thrilled about that.
Right.
So.
Now, granted, 20 volt is for the weekend warrior doing the occasional type of work and that. If you're going to be doing more work, maybe you're taking care of a couple of your in-laws, your family and that, you're doing a little bit more work. If you come around the side, we actually have
this is great. We're getting
step up to 60 volt. Yeah.
Whole tour here.
Yeah.
Okay. So we go from 20 to 60, huh?
That's right.
All right.
So in 60 volt, all of our batteries are compatible from a 2.5 amp hour, 5 amp hour, now an 8 amp hour battery. To give you basically that amp hour rating just means that you're going to have longer time running the tool. Okay. So again, we try to service you across the gambit from leaf blowers to chainsaws to hedge trimmers to trimmers. And one of the things I wanted to show you, we were talking about noise.
Yeah.
All right, so we have 2 different models here in the 60 volt. This is what we call our attachment capable.
Okay.
That just means if I want one power head in the garage, but I want to use it for multiple tools, you have that versatility.
Yep.
But when you talk about the differences in noises, now this is going to be quieter than gas, but you hear with the engine motor noise up near your head.
Yep. I'm sure the microphone's going to pick that up too, because
Right.
that's where your ears are at. This is the
It's
same
still
location.
quieter than gas.
Much quieter than
but,
gas.
but check this out now if you want quiet operation.
Okay.
That's at full power and you don't
Wow,
hear
that's
that.
on.
All
guys.
you're
I'm
going
not
to
sure
hear
you
is
can hear
the
that.
trimmer line noise as you're going around and you're cutting the grass and the different weeds and that you're trying to get rid of.
And that's because the motor is down by the
Right,
head.
so the noise is further away from you.
So that's yeah. I don't want to reach in there yet, but that's the motor. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really neat, and that's
And-
a 60-volt package.
60 volt with carbon fiber, all right? So
Okay.
you want to be stylish and lightweight and quiet. You've
So
got that right there.
You've got your residential. You've got your, and this is a professional side on this. Or
This is what we call prosumer, but it's
Prosumer,
homeowner,
okay, kind
just
of
a
an
little bit more
in-between.
usage
Yep.
than the other one.
kind of what most consumers are really looking for, is kind of that higher end stuff.
Right,
Yeah.
and we have more versatility when we get into 60 volt, and the fact that you're not just going to need the handheld tools maybe, but you're going to want a lawn mower.
Yes.
Right, so
Let's
we
get
have
my neighbor one of those, because he's got a gas pusher and it's really loud.
right and smelly and whatnot. Right, he accidentally spills his gas on your side of the lawn, makes that brown spot. Right, yeah. So we have a 21-inch lawnmower now that's going to take those same batteries that we use
Yeah.
in the handheld tools
Okay.
in here.
Yeah. Oh,
All
so
right.
just a couple of them in there.
That's right. One's
right.
going to be running and the other rides along, so that if you wear that one out, you have the other replacement battery right there for you to flip over to lengthen your run time in there.
Sure.
But the other thing that's nice about electric is when I take those batteries out, this thing has no weight. So if you're going to have to take it to the in-laws or
Yeah.
take it wherever,
It's super lightweight.
easy to move. And
And you're not spilling oil or gas anywhere either.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So
Okay.
super featured up, easy bagger or mulcher, easy height adjustment.
Oh
spring
wow!
loaded.
Do that again. I haven't seen anything like that.
So one-handed
Yeah.
height adjustment, and it's
No
actually
kidding.
spring-loaded, so it's real easy to lift or push down.
German engineering.
That's
I tell
right,
you,
that's
cool. That's cool.
And then
That's
another
really
neat feature that you get on electric is because there's no air filter, oil fill, or fuel for the gas,
Yeah.
I can tip the mower over either direction to clean
Oh,
the
sure.
underside
Get
of the deck, and
underneath
I'm
a
not
bit.
worried about spilling anything.
Yep. Not having a.
We also have a neat feature for storage because I have the signage and everything here. I'm not going to do
Yeah.
it completely, but if you press this button, I can adjust the height for the operator,
Very
what's
nice.
comfortable for me to use,
That-
and then if I go all the way over, I
Yeah.
can tip this up and stick it in the corner in the garage, and again, because it's not
perfect.
a gasoline engine,
You can stick it in the trunk of a car.
or you can stick it in the trunk of
I
a
mean,
car. Real easy.
really, you could.
Yep.
Wow.
Now I got one more thing to show you.
This is great.
Where
Let's-
again
let's
you're
see it.
using those same 60-volt
Okay.
batteries.
We're having
for the
fun.
winter months. We're going
Okay.
to go and look at our snow thrower.
All right, you guys. You know, winter on my channel is a big thing. We move a lot. We move a lot of snow on my channel.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
do. We didn't last winter. We didn't have any snow, but that was a rarity.
Right, we're getting ready. We're about due, right?
Yeah, we're
about
due for a big snowstorm. I can't wait for the snow.
So we have a 24-inch two-stage snow thrower.
Okay.
Okay, and most people are used to the operation on these things. Again, room for 2 batteries. Now in the snow thrower, because we're using a lot more work, we actually have 2 5-amp-hour, or you could take 8-amp-hour batteries, and it's going to draw down the energy equally in both batteries
Yes.
as you're out there doing the work. But the operation is similar to most traditional snow throwers, where you have a single handle chute adjustment.
Okay.
You have your forward speed control. And the other nice thing about when you have electric is I don't have to have the motor running, waking the family up and everything like that. As I get it
Right.
out of the garage, I can actually move the
man.
unit without the auger spinning.
That's pretty nice. Yep.
We also have a reverse for those unfortunate times when you get stuck in the drift.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're able to back the snow thrower out.
Sure.
And then our auger, when we talk about noise again,
Yes.
okay, just keep your hands free of that.
Yeah. We'll watch the.
We have a
auger here.
safety on the auger control. Here's something that's unique to Crest. I can control my auger speed.
You can control the auger speed.
So if you have if you have different types of snow conditions.
We have different types of snow conditions. We have many different types of snow
sometimes
conditions.
it's slush coming out, sometimes it's nice dry snow.
Absolutely.
But giving you that added control to try and clean out the throat of the snow thrower if it's getting a little clogged up.
That's a feature I've never seen.
I've never seen that in
cool.
a snow thrower either.
Wow.
And then, we also have the nice little comfort. Unfortunately, honey, I couldn't get done before the sun went down.
Oh, but you got to put the headlight on. Yeah, bright little LED light too.
So again, we take you across the gambit with our battery platform, so that you're not stuck having to buy 5 different batteries and chargers.
What everyone's going to want to know is the question: how long is this going to last moving snow? And I know it depends on what type of snow you get.
Sure.
But let's say you get 2, 3, 4 inches of snow. I mean, give me an estimate.
So all I can do is talk from experience.
Yeah.
I've got about a 15-car driveway.
Okay.
When it was 4 inches of snow, we had 2 storms last year.
I need a 15-car driveway.
I got 4 kids, basketball court. We need the space, but it's
You're into it, yeah.
But it's in 4 inches of snow, I was able to clear the whole thing with the 2 batteries that were in it. And we had an 18-inch snowstorm, and then I got out there and it started to melt and get pretty heavy.
Yeah, that gets heavy stuff.
It comes with a dual port charger.
Okay.
I had to actually use it, throw the 2 batteries in the dual port charger.
Okay.
Now, here's the thing. We have a model that comes with 4 batteries.
Oh,
I
really?
took the fresh 2 batteries, threw it in here, kept working while the other ones were charging.
Yeah.
By the time those died, went back, got the fresh batteries again. It took me 6 battery charges to clear in 18 inches of snow.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of snow, and when it's heavy and wet snow, it's even more. That's something that the tractor would struggle with, really.
But super impressed. Again, was quiet while I was out there doing it. So when my wife's yelling at me from the house, I'm able to have a conversation with her while I'm using the snow thrower. Sure. No downtime because again, I had fresh batteries to replace. Yeah. And as you build your portfolio with the lawn mowers and the leaf blowers, eventually you're building the number of batteries you have on your shelf. So after a couple years of investment, you're going to have all the energy you need for all the work that you need over time.
Okay, well, Chad, you've got some robots hanging on the wall. Can we talk about those for a little bit?
We sure can. That's a lot of fun.
Let's take a few minutes to do that because I just think they're so neat, and I believe that pretty much 90% of the people are probably going to have robots mowing their lawn within the next 10 to 20 years.
That's kind of the trend that we're seeing for sure, right? How can we save time? We'll go over here to where we have these 2 robots and that. The evolution of the lawn mowing, right, is how do we save more time? And we went from the old traditional steering wheel tractors to the lap bars because they were a lot faster, the 0-turn mowers. Yep. But from there, where do we go? We can't be driving on our yards on 15-mile-an-hour lawnmowers.
Yeah,
so the solution that we found is automation, right? Yep. Let's not spend any time doing it. The Crest robots, what's unique about our Crest robots is that you no longer need the wires in the ground. So a lot of robots that have been in the States up to this point have been controlled by a wire in the ground, and then it kind of bumps up against that. More or less like an invisible dog fence is basically what you're talking about. Okay. We finally moved to the point of having an intelligent robot where we can do a virtual mapping of your property. Okay. We can even do the no-go zones where we tell the robot, stay away from that.
Don't fall in the swimming pool, stay out of the garden.
Exactly. And then it's going to go out there and do that for you. And here's the kicker, with stripes. With those patterns and that look that we like here in the States. We like our stripes.
A lot of people do. I'm not one of them. I just like my lawn cut once in a while. But there are some people that really take those lawn stripes seriously.
That's right. Now here's the scary thing though. I take pride in my stripes. Yeah. I'm afraid to say I've been outdone by my robot. My wife's like, wow, that looks a lot better than when you do it.
Robot's doing a better job.
That's right.
You're fired.
But here's the other cool thing about the robots is that they can do the work when we don't want to. Yeah. These guys don't use any
we don't
vision.
have time.
Right.
I mean, there's sometimes it's like, oh man, I just got home from a long day and I got to mow the lawn now.
Right, exactly. So you don't have that anymore. You have more time with the family and that. But these guys go to work at night. They go to work in the rain. They don't care. They're out there doing that. So when I walk out every morning,
they never complain.
I've got a perfect yard.
That's really awesome.
Yeah.
That's neat. It's quite a machine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you point some features out for us?
So, I mean, basically the way these work is they've got their brain,
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
This is where the information, where the signal from RTK and all that is coming into the unit to tell it where it lives in the world so that it's within inches of accuracy. Our cars work off of GPS when we're looking at our mapping, but those usually have about a 5 to 6 foot variance or room, right? So in accuracy, we needed to get much sharper than that. So our RTK technology, where we have land-based antennas, usually at our dealers, that's why we work with the independent dealer network, help to create this network for us so that at the homeowner's experience for this, all they have is a robot with a little charging station that it goes home to, and that's it. No other apparatus that you need. No antennas at the house, no little base station antennas or boosters in the corners of the property. You have your robot, he has a little house that he lives at, and that's it.
That's pretty neat. I've noticed underneath it has these like little fins.
Yeah, so that's to kind of groom your lawn, comb your lawn.
I don't see that on anybody else.
Right.
Yeah, no, the competitors don't have that, but what a great idea.
And this actually acts as a sensor as well. So this is a bump sensor.
I see how it's integrated.
Yep, it actually moves.
So
that
bumps
if
into something, turns around.
Exactly. Now, if somebody's a little bit uncomfortable, I say I don't even want it to bump into things. We also have what's called OAS, our obstacle avoidance, and this actually uses ultrasonic, like a bat or a dolphin in that, where anything over 8 inches tall, it actually sees it before it gets there and won't even bump into it.
Well, that's a pretty great feature.
Yeah, so if you've got like a trampoline or you've got a fire pit that you put in the yard occasionally and stuff like that, it will actually know and avoid and go around that without bumping into it.
Wow.
So that's a pretty neat feature that we have on our robots. And then again, just looking at the underside, we use a disc with razor blades, and they're like flail blades in that they spin free, so they're not damaging anything.
Just super simple, cuts the grass nice and sharp.
Yeah, and what ends up happening is we call our robots maintainers, not mowers. We're not trying to cut 3 inches down to 2 inches.
Right.
But as this thing goes out and mows your lawn 3 times a week or whatever, and is cutting very fine particles, when you walk out in your bare feet, you don't get grass clippings sticking to you anymore. So very well manicured lawn.
You're getting your lawn mowed more often when you're not home. So just let it go.
That's right.
That's cool. You got a lot of neat products here. I'm gonna insert a lot of different video about all of the Crest products, but some really neat stuff to think about, guys. So if you're in the market for something new and high quality, this is some high quality stuff. Maybe you'll see it on the channel too. I don't know. Maybe we can work something out. We'll talk of that later. But just something for you from the Equip Expo. Chad, thanks for taking us around and showing us these products.
No problem.
And until next time, guys, keep on tractoring. God bless.
Take care.